Is my camera not working? Can you hear me?
Your camera, I think it's the other way. You see the circle, like the recycle.
I'm sorry, I'm old.
Oh wow, you are absolutely beautiful. I saw you just in your clubhouse picture, but you are absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
It's wonderful to meet with you.
thank you. I think I'm doing this right. Is my head cut off? I'm old.
A little bit off. It's a little bit cut off there.
Okay, let's try and lift it up. I think I can adjust it. Oh, sorry. I'm getting it, y'all. My apologies. This is what happens when you don't have your. I have adult children that have to help me a lot.
Oh well, you're lucky to have that. So
I'll sit back a little bit. That'll help. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And again, thank you for joining and agreeing to be a guest today. I am based in Canada, but I believe that I have a worldwide reach, and I believe in a woman in politics, and I would love to support you from the point where I've met you to your biggest point where you're about to get. And hopefully I can spread the word about your work and just let people know about you so we can get more support and just join in your movement. So again, thank you so much. So please give us some background into who Tamara Johnson Shealey is.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you all the way from Canada. See, I didn't know that part. So thank you for seeing the vision and offering to lend your platform to my candidacy. So I appreciate you.
I will always be here for you. So feel free at any time to whatever it is that you're doing, sharing it, and I'll definitely be spreading the word with my fans. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So those of you who may not know me, this beautiful lady knows me. But those of you who may not know me, I am Tamara Johnson Shealey. I am a candidate to the United States Senate here in Georgia, in the great state of Georgia, Southeast, y'all, the great South. This has been quite a journey for me. This is not my first run for office. This is not my second run. This is not my third run. This is not my fourth run. This is actually my fifth consecutive run for office. I come from the beauty and barber industry, and I've been in that industry now for 27 years. 27 years. I actually provided services for 18 years and owned a salon for 10 of those years. And for the last decade, I have been the senior advocate of politics, beauty, and barber. I am the president of the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals. It's a 2-in-1 advocacy initiative where we address the need for higher professional standards that keep our clients safe, health and safety standards, and we address laws, legislation, state to state that affects the beauty and barber industry. So I track and monitor bills that affect the beauty and barber industry. So tracking legislation and being engaged politically came from my work within my industry. So that is who I am in a nutshell.
Nice. Thank you so much. And when did you get interested in politics?
Oh, I did not grow up in a political family. I was apolitical myself, barely, hardly voted. I was not one that wanted to be in politics. So when I meet people along the way that feel like I felt, I get it on such a level that I'm like, I get it. But I became engaged politically because of my work with the beauty and barber industry. That is how I got my start. Again, started watching my industry politically. I saw stylists that were making 6 figures. The industry started to shift, and I saw them not do so well. And I actually was a nail tech. I owned a nail salon. I just saw this shift in my industry that I could not explain, which led me to go to our state board meetings, which led me to advocate for tax policy in Washington, D.C. So it just kept evolving. And when I realized that everything we do, from the air we breathe to the water we drink, everything is political. The car you drive, the furniture Like everything you touch, everything that we are, everything is political. There's no such thing as, all of us have to be engaged. We just have to figure out where we fit. So that is how I got engaged with politics.
Wow, that is just amazing. And um, tell us a little bit. Well, you did tell us a little bit about your professional and work background. Do you feel like your personal experiences or your professional experiences molded you more into this role? I know you're saying it's coming from your background as being involved in the hair industry and barber.
Mhm.
Do you think it was more personal or professional based?
Oh, that's a great question. I've never had anybody to ask me that, but you know what I think? I think it was a combination of both. I think there was always this. I love Black people. Like I love us on such a level that I knew, but didn't know what to do with. I know I love being Black. I love all things Black, and I love Black people, but I never really knew what do I do with that energy. So when I became politically engaged because of my industry, it made me focus on us in a way that I saw that we were neglected too. Not only did my industry need help, I realized that, oh my gosh, my people need help politically. So I think to answer your question, it was a combination of both, something that was inside of me that probably had to be ignited, and it had to be ignited with something that I was passionate about, which was my industry.
Oh, wow. That is
That's a
definitely
great question. I appreciate that question. I've never been asked that question before.
because I know for myself, I do music and it comes from a little bit more me wanting to professionally be an artist, but then personal things started happening and I wanted to tell those stories. So I understand how, being in a different role could affect it, but also just a personal experience or something that one goes through. But like you said, we all have a role to play in being political. We just have to figure out which area and just get
Mhm.
involved. Definitely. So which political party do you represent?
Well, I run as a Democrat. So I answer that question the way I answer that question because I understand that is where my people live. But to answer that question more broadly and more specifically to who I am much more of an independent in my thinking, but I do lean Democratic because of the democratic principles that, I really love. I love people. I love people. And I want to see us get it right as a nation. So I lean very much so Democratic, and I consider myself. So if you ask, how do I define myself? I am an independent Democrat. That's how I define myself.
Nice, nice. And what is your overall vision and mission in your role?
Well, this campaign, in the words of Dr. King, we're coming to get our check. So that is my vision. That is my mission, is that the redress that needs to happen for Black America. I'm a reparationist. I got involved with the reparations movement back in 2019, but if you don't mind, I'm just going to dial back a step. In
Okay.
2014, on my first run, 2014, 2016, and 2018, I ran for the Georgia State Senate. State Senate District 40 included most of north of Atlanta, the DeKalb County area, a little bit of Fulton County and Gwinnett County. For those that know the Metro Atlanta area, it's northeast of Atlanta. And in that race, it was a solid red district, ran against a staunch Republican, and did relatively well. The first run, I got 37%, where Republicans themselves couldn't get more than 20 some odd percent against this man. Came back a second time, got 43.8% against this man. Came back a third time, and the race was won, but I was primaried by operatives. They ran a white woman against me because they felt like she was more electable. And that is where I saw the inner workings of politics, because I was an outsider coming in, not an insider that knew what to expect. And how dare I talk about race, racism, and race relations, because that's what I did in those first three runs. I talked about the racial divide. I talked to Black and brown people and talked about where we stood in this political arena and how we stand together, we could win together. So I had a whole different message and was able to organize and galvanize and mobilize around what was the root of our issues and our divide. So in 2020, got back on the campaign trail and ran for the United States Senate. And that's when I started and got engaged just a year prior with the reparations movement. And reparations is now like taking what I've done in those first three races, and in my fourth race, it's on steroids. It's on steroids. So now, I fight very boldly about the needs of Black America and the repair that needs to happen. I think I'm answering your question, but I was trying to give you some context to how I got to where I am in the reparations movement.
I think you're just passionate about what you're doing also, and I love it. And I thank you on behalf of women and just on behalf of our people for stepping up, because you know what? I follow the United Nations and the UN Web TV, and I know that they're already paying out reparations to the people in Ukraine, and it's still happening right now as it's happening. And we have went how many hundreds, almost 500 years or more, based on ancestry and when it started happening, and we're still waiting on reparations. I was in college, I brought that up, and my teacher was Iranian, and at that time, I believe it was the Japanese or the Asian people got their reparations for the railroads that they built. And I said, well, wow, that's nice. Guess who else should be getting their reparations? She's like, oh, are you implying that the Blacks should get reparations? Because I mean, the Blacks feel like they owe, like everyone owes them. So that was kind of what was put out there. And this is Canada. We are just now starting to talk about it. And I'm getting involved in a lot more than just music. So what you're doing directly, it speaks to me, and I'm honored to be one of your supporters and to spread the word and to spread you, just to present you to the world so that everyone can love you and follow you and support you. So definitely, I just wanted to stop and say that. But
thank you.
Have you engaged with any community partners, agencies, or initiatives?
I wish. I wish, but you know what? When you talk this boldly about Black people and you fight like we fight, we have to surround ourselves with others who think like we think. And you yourself as an advocate and activist that get this on this level, it's kind of like we kind of have our own world, and people are sadly afraid of this. But what they don't understand is this will bring us together. When you start to heal us as a people, this will bring all of us together. So I wish there were more support, but when a lot of times when these organizations, their funding is involved, we don't know who's at the helm, who these people are that's running the organization, these shadow people that you never see. So you know what? I surround myself with activists that get it like I get it, and that's how we're on the ground, we're grassroots.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And one at a time, we'll start building our own programs and we'll start supporting because definitely it's something here in Canada called Canadian Urban Roots Enterprise. And it's an art-based program to help melanated people understand the music, the business side of music, to build generational wealth, to start coding their music and releasing it in the right way. So I just about, I think, 65 days into me starting that nonprofit, I got some word on funding and things are coming into play. And I'm also working with some bigger initiatives. I was in a town hall with with the mayor and some MPs and local representatives on Saturday. They were discussing the budget that just came out, And as one of the businesses in my city, I'm looking to just, advocate more for our people. And there's definitely a lot more about Black entrepreneurs. So, however, loud we can make noise about Tamara Johnson Shealey, we will, and I will speak about what you're doing. Anyone that I know would be beneficial in supporting you. I give you my word, and I know you didn't ask for it.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you so very much.
You're very welcome, Queen. And I know that you're going to be running in this year's election. Is that correct?
Yep.
So, what can we expect to see next from Tamara and Shealey?
Whew, we have 6 weeks. Actually, we're 6 weeks away from, there's one of my adult children. We're 6 weeks away from election day. And so we're running hard and running strong. And my focus right now is May 24th. It's getting us to the finish line and making sure that this is a race that we win. After we get past this primary election, there's the bigger general election where we will challenge the Republican, whoever that front runner is. And I'm just staying focused. I really have my blinders on because we absolutely have a race to win.
I will definitely make it my duty to share your posts, to get my people to share your posts, and just to encourage women also. Just because you are a woman, just every woman should be behind you, pushing what you're doing, because not only are you stepping into a male-dominated role, but you're doing something and speaking on an issue that people are afraid of. So we definitely all going to benefit from it. You're talking about reparations.
All day. All day. All day. It's like, did she talk about anything else? No, because I feel like reparations is the magic bullet. It's the answer. It's the answer to me. Once we get this and we get what we need, we can change the world. Not just this nation, we change the world.
We will, and so we shall. So we shall.
Amen.
With that being said, do you have any advice to young women looking to follow in your footsteps, or just young women who love and admire you? What advice?
I am just, honestly, if I could just be so honest, I am just now getting used to those kind of. I'm still like I'm just me. I'm just me, and it's like you're asking me to say, I'm still trying to get my words together for that. But I'm a mother of two sons. I have two adult sons. So raising boys was I'm sure, very different from raising girls. And I just, just encouraging children I always taught my sons to just be who they want to be. Whoever that is, if my sons would tell me they could fly, I never told them that they couldn't. I always say, how? Just how? How do we do it? Not that you can't, just let's work on how. So just be who you are in your greatness and just do it.
That is beautiful. And even though you have two sons, I guarantee you the work that you're doing, you're going to see yourself multiply in women everywhere, and you're going to have all over. So no, this new generation of women, we're not shy, we're not being quiet, we're here to up and speak out. So definitely what you're doing is something that is needed, and it's also a role model for women. So I just want you to know that, and I want you to know that you are special in just standing up and standing out. And it has that you have to put the word and just make it be known. So how can supporters stay in touch with you?
Go to my website, please, y'all. We have 6 weeks. We need all hands on deck. And at this juncture, we need contributions. This has been a grassroots campaign. There's millions of dollars that's being raised around us. We don't need that because we know how to, as Black women, we know how to make $1 out of 15 cents. We know how to make it do what it do. And we run a very strong grassroots campaign. So go to the website. You can follow me here on Instagram, Tamara Shealey, on Twitter, Tamara Shealey. On Facebook, it's Tamara for Georgia. And you can go to my website. It's Tamara4, F-O-R, Georgia spelled out.com.
Well, that is great. And so that's at Tamara Shealey on Instagram, on Twitter, and on your website is Tamara4, F-O-R, Georgia on Facebook.
Yes, ma'am.
So I will be putting that in the caption. And again, thank you so much for taking time to speak with me. It was definitely an honor. I look to see you becoming just a greater leader than you are right now. And I'm looking to just help you spread the word of what you're doing and get more younger women and younger period in supporting you, whether or not they're Black people. We know the truth. We know that Black people are owed reparations. So regardless of what you look like, everyone needs to. So I thank you so much again, Miss Tamara Johnson Shealey, for making time and just for being humble enough to speak with a person like me, because so it's just it humbles me also that you gave me your time. So I thank you so much, and I will definitely multiply that I reciprocate into whatever it is that you're doing, because it's for all of us. And I
Yeah,
will.
you don't know that this was my pleasure. Like, it was when you asked, I said yes immediately. Yes. I appreciate you for lending this broadcast to this campaign. So I just say thank you so very much, and continuing to do what you do to help us all. This is for all of us. So thank you.
Thank you also. And whatever we could do, as small as it is, every single day, if we do a little, one day at a time, we'll get to a bigger picture. That's what I think anyways. So peace and love to you, Queen. Happy Monday. Happy week. Happy year. May this be your biggest success that you had with. And we will definitely be here to support you. And whatever it is that you need me to post or to put on my platform or to share, I will be there. If you ever need me to go live with you again and get some other musicians from Atlanta and try to, do something out there, we'll do that too. I'm down.
Yeah.
Whatever it
Yes,
is.
yes, yes.
So we're definitely going to stay in touch, and we're definitely going to make it bigger and better. So I love you today. I love you forever. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and just thank you again for being you.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a great afternoon. I look forward to hearing from you.
Well, peace and love, Queen.
Peace and love. Thank you.
You're welcome.